Hello friends, good morning, welcome to our channel. With me as usual Kenny. Hi Kenny.
Hey, Praful, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. So, what are we looking at today?
Today we'll discuss about TypeScript basics. Earlier we jumped this basic part and we went to record, type and partial. But again we'll start with the basic today.
Right.
Today we'll go over the slide and we'll show the code running in the TypeScript playground just to see what are the warnings and error we're getting. Okay. See, these are the, if you're new to the TypeScript is, used for the compile time only. And end of the day, it will translate to normal JavaScript. So on the runtime, when your code is actually going to run in the Node.js environment or in the Chrome browser or any browser, so TypeScript doesn't play any relevance of it. So TypeScript will help you in the VS Code. It is very tightly integrated because TypeScript also developed and maintained by Microsoft and VS Code also by Microsoft. So if you are using VS Code editor, so you will feel very in home, like all the tooling is already very much integrated with the VS Code editor. And the main idea of TypeScript is that to identify the bugs as soon as possible in the compile time, rather than waiting in failing in the production runtime and debugging it. So it will help us, to catch that error in the compile time earlier. And also it will give kind of, if you are developing a library or some kind of modules, so whoever going to use it, right, they can see which are the parameter, they can do auto intelligence by using by dot, they can see the types. So it would be very much easy for developer who is going to integrate the code.
Yeah.
Just to start with, like this let is valid equal to true is a pure JavaScript thing. But if you are adding colon and boolean, this colon and boolean is from TypeScript. And TypeScript you can adapt incrementally. Sometimes you can use JavaScript, sometimes you can use TypeScript. So there is no problem with that. Your code will still work. So here we have different types like for boolean, number, big int and string. The name itself is very much self-explanatory. So the big int is the new concept which would be introduced in the ES 2020. So this is the latest because earlier JavaScript doesn't have the difference between the normal integer and big integer. So most of the time you no need to worry about big integer, but for mathematical calculation, other special use cases, you need to be a little bit careful about that.
Got it.
And one more confusion here, if you're from Java background, like the types are in all the lowercase.
That's confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for in the Kotlin as well is like string S is capital, right?
Capital, yes.
Yeah, I'm learning in the Rust also, they're also using string S as capital. So there's a little bit of inconsistency.
Yeah.
And other couple of things more, like array you can define as string, like array syntax, or you can use array with this generic syntax is known as generics. We can pass a string. We'll discuss more generics in a future tutorial, but this is like square bracket notation also very commonly used across TypeScript. So you'll see many examples everywhere. So it is telling about this type is array, but array A starts with capital letter. And string is lowercase.
Again, confusion.
Yeah. And here this enum keyword is only available in the TypeScript because in the JavaScript there is no concept of enum.
Yeah.
So enum is usually used for this open, close, this kind of constant. Like we can access using status.open. It is a kind of object way, but that value will contain open contain to 0 and close will contain to 1. So it is the integer value or number value, but it can be used as a constant. Now let's see a little bit code here in the JavaScript playground. So here we are not trying to run this code. Here the left-hand side is the TypeScript and right-hand side would be the normal JavaScript, how it will compile, run it. So that you can see the comparison between how both of them look into left and right-hand side. If you see here, is valid, price and first name. We given true, 10, profile. And here also, if you see that, only the type information is moved, but they are both looking exactly same. But instead of true, right, where TypeScript come into the picture, if you replace with string, see there is error, squiggly line.
Yeah.
If you hover the mouse, it will say that the string is not assignable to type Boolean, so that you can detect error quickly and you have an opportunity to fix it earlier then.
Yeah. Output is still true. I mean, output can be the same string, but TypeScript will give the compile time warning.
Yeah. But it won't block you for execution. Your JavaScript will still run, so you can have the value. So the JavaScript won't fail. In a more build and ES linting, there are some different build approach. So if you want you want strict TypeScript, if any TypeScript error you should not allow, so the build won't generate. It should throw error. But in the normal cases, your JavaScript will still be build. So there are certain configurations we'll talk about more in future, but we can control like we want to spit out JavaScript or not, or we want to throw error or not, or we want to like right hand side we want to compile it even though there is error.
So that is part of compiler settings, right?
Yes. There is a TS config file which is popular. There we can play around with different configuration settings.
Okay. This enum looks interesting.
Yeah. So enum, if you see like this, as I said, like there is nothing in JavaScript we have, but it will compile down to here, something funny way. So this is known as immediately invoke function invocation, IIFE, very popularly known as.
Yeah.
So if you see this, there are lots of bracket going on. This is one bracket. This is another thing. Status or a short circuit operator, or if it is there, it will assign to empty object. And lots of, I won't go into much detail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6, 7 status is there. Yeah, basically this will represent like status and or dot open if you do. So it will return 0. So here you can see, right? Status dot open equal to 0. Status dot close equal to 1. I think you can assign the value here also. You can start from 11, then it will become 11 and 12. I doubt it would have some alphabets. It will make complain. We can assign as a number, but we can't assign as a string.
We have to manually give all the alphabet, I think.
Yeah. So A. B. But it simply just changed it, AB. But it is better to use like with number.
Yeah, usually enum we see with the number.
Yeah, 0, 1, mostly some constant like status.
Yeah. Just a human readable way of putting the number, right?
Yes. But I don't like the enum that much and I don't use that frequently. But constant, we can use a string constant like open, like we can use, I don't know. But few people use it very frequently. So what about you, Kenny? Do you use it or not that much?
I've also like not that much to be honest, but recently I'm like starting to use it in Kotlin. So.
Yeah, maybe performance where it is better because it is storing only 0, 1 byte and It is more readable.
Hmm.
Like see these two array syntax, it is exactly same compiled down to it. So it really doesn't bother about whichever you are going to use.
Yeah.
So there is no at all difference. And also it doesn't difference anything around performance wise, because as I said, TypeScript is only behaving the compile time behavior. So it is completely up to you which style you want to use.
Yeah.
But coding style is more important. Like if you're some developer, your code base using this syntax, so don't use this one. So whoever is using
Definitely.
coding style means if somebody already using it and your entire team is using it, so better to be consistent in the coding style.
That definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So here function hello, we can be defined as return type void.
Okay.
So after colon, we can specify the return type. If you're returning string, we can give string. If you're returning number or array or anything, we can give it the type here. But inside this parenthesis also, we can define this various parameter. I'll show you quickly. Let us get rid of this thing. Yeah, see, this is hello. In the right hand side, it is simple function. There is nothing. This void and got removed. But if you try to return, if you just to return something, I think it should work fine because you're returning nothing. If you're returning string, it will complain about it. String is not assignable to type void.
Yeah.
But if you can make a string, so it will return a string.
Yeah.
Now you can let x is equal to number. So it will complain here. The string you can't assign to number. So you have to make a string or it is implicit. In this case, you don't need to define it. X would be type of string. But if you want to pass a parameter, like age, maybe number. So here it is complaining. It expecting one parameter. Argument for age was not provided. So you can pass an argument, like this will be working fine.
The return type also, it will infer, right? If we have a return without giving a string for the function.
Yeah, I think that also it will refer, but I think it is recommended to give it. It is referring.
Yeah.
But this referring is a little bit too much. Better to give some kind of return type.
Yeah, at least for functions, I think it is very good to maintain that proper types.
Yeah, because.
But other places, it can automatically infer.
And also, if you are trying to pass argument, this auto-completion will property will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This syntax is for object. We have to go with the different syntax.
I think object and then colon.
Yeah. Because object assigning this in the left hand side a different meaning, the age would be renamed to this something else.
Yeah.
Like this age variable is same as here. So that if you define object here, this is optional hello as for example I am giving. Here you can define the type age equal to number. So any question here you have like any, or it is good?
No, I think, yeah, this is good.
Okay. So it's in function. Like error message, like similarly, we have one argument message string, and there is a type never. Never means
Okay.
here, if you can, we are throwing some exception for all the time,
Okay.
right?
So you're saying it never turns up.
I don't know the logical meaning.
Okay. So because if an error is thrown, then maybe program execution gets stopped, right?
Yeah. So this I have to think more about it.
Funny way of writing it though.
Yeah. So never means I really unable to recollect. If you don't do also, what will happen? Nothing will happen. So it is
Can you check the default?
default is void.
Okay.
This I think we have to come up with some other tutorial. Never. Never, I think we can skip for today.
Yeah.
We can discuss more detail. I'm not able to recollect what the nuances behind it. Yeah. So this unknown we have discussed here, and we will discuss about unknown. Unknown and any type are common. Any type is everywhere. Any type is more forgiven. Like if you type give any, right, you can call any function, anything, whatever you want to do, you can do that. So it won't complain. So in a TypeScript project, if it is throwing a complaining about it, so you can give any. So but if you give unknown to a string, it won't complain here. But if you try to access this to uppercase method, which is available in string, right, then it will complain.
Okay.
So basically the type you're able to define, but you can't do any operation about it till you define the type, I think. So here, I don't know, unknown string, here it is complaining. Object is of type unknown.
Okay. So what can you do on the unknown? Like you can't do anything.
Unknown, we can do anything, but we can, I think, if you define, let's say, we define another string.
I think maybe you need to type cast like as string or something like that.
Yeah, so that I have one example. A string, if you can do, means you're explicitly mentioning.
Yeah.
Why it is complaining? Yeah, word. Okay, the bracket it is not allowed to start immediately. So if you can explicitly mention like a string, then it is allowing you to uppercase, it is able to think. If you give number, then it is complaining. Property number doesn't exist.
Do you have any thoughts about where the like real world where we use the unknown?
Actually, in most of the API library, I've seen many places. I'm not able to recollect exactly use case.
Okay. Because why would we use unknown versus any is what I was thinking.
Any
You
is
can
bit
just give any.
liberal. Any, most of the time we are using any in the TypeScript as a beginner.
Hmm.
But about unknown, right? Like at this moment, we don't know the API structure, or maybe before API calling, you have an empty object or something. Let's say
Hmm.
user object. Once we call this API, you got some data, then the data will be filled. Something like that. I'm
Okay.
unable
Got it.
to.
Maybe it is like in the runtime that we check what type it is, and then we correspondingly typecast it and then do
No,
something.
not in the runtime. Maybe after certain operation.
Okay.
Your TypeScript doesn't have any runtime behavior. Maybe before
What I'm saying is,
initialization.
like maybe we have some functions which are like checking the value, and then correspondingly that function will have the proper type. Maybe if it is a string, it will check and then return a string.
Yeah, something in that fashion.
Some processing internally.
Yeah. A never unknown will create a dedicated different video. So we'll also do some more research on
Yeah,
that
sure.
before we come up with some more good example.
Yeah.
Undefined null type are also there in very special cases. If you want to have undefined null, then you can use it.
Hmm.
And also, like function you can declare. This declare function means this is function type.
Okay.
Like what it will
Uh-huh.
take the input. Like it will take O as the argument, object, and also you can define one function. You can give a type on that. Like
Okay.
I'm not sure about it. This also I have to check later, declare.
Okay.
Yeah, this again we discussed earlier. We remove as a string and we can get length.
Yeah.
Yeah. These declares function are usually generated by .dts once function signature we create. But how we can use in TypeScript, we'll see that different example.
Maybe in the next tab, there is a DTS tab in the TypeScript playground.
Yeah. So usually by declare function is defined by itself, but we'll go into deep type more. So never,
okay,
unknown, and this thing. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.